We all know natural light is the best light. So it is what it is. Whatever light I got right now is the light that we're going to work with, because regardless of the fact, the knowledge is what we're looking for here, okay? So no ring light, but I'm going to keep on my glasses because I'm going to need the glasses. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't wear the glasses, the lazy eye's going to be lazy eyeing. And nobody want to see that. At least I don't want to see that.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.
I am no good at these intros, so we're just gonna start off a little smooth with this. My name is Ashley with an I. Honestly, I'm just another corporate sister coming to you with a little bit of my life, some vlogs, some book reviews, things of that sort, but just a little bit of information that has helped me become the woman that I am today. Amen to that. Welcome to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And listen, it's nothing more hot than the tea I'm about to give you. So, after turning 25, everything hit. Okay? I felt like I didn't have anything figured out. I felt like I was behind. I had a bachelor's degree. I was doing pretty much nothing with it. I didn't feel like I truly had goals that aligned with what my morals were, who I was, and I just truly didn't know how I was going to get to the next opportunity without feeling so helpless. I do want to give a disclaimer because I'm no guru, I'm not a therapist. I'm just a person who truly felt like after turning 25, I needed to get my shit together. I needed to understand who I was, specify what my morals were, to get some routines, some habits, to just really get my day-to-day together for me to feel good about myself and where I was headed in the future. So let's just go ahead and get into the list of things that I feel helped me after turning 25. And not only that, but I've been practicing these things and I've been doing these things since I was 25 and I'm now 27 as of November of last year. Doing this consistently for 2 years has really changed my life in the most positive ways. And I think that this list itself, I mean, it's not a Bible, it's not a rule book to honestly be better to yourself, but I do think that these are a few things that you should do, you to feel like, hey, I'm growing as a person, and not only am I growing, my morals are growing, who I am is growing, what I really truly like, and the things that I value is growing too. Number one on the list is therapy. Everybody understands that therapy is extremely important, especially as an adult. We've been through a lot of different things. We have childhood traumas, face anxiety, depression, so many different things that we face, especially in the Black community, even me being a part of the LGBTQ community. And I think that going to a therapist was really the best thing that I could have done for my own mental health. And what I think is so important about therapy is that it really taught me how to identify my triggers, knowing what made me upset, able to identify those triggers to be able to say, hey, something's going on here, let me address it, and let me just find different ways to combat how I truly felt in the moment and not reacted or overreacted towards certain situations that I knew that I should be a little more comfortable with these things at this point. But in reality, we all know trauma is very deep-rooted, and with that, when it attacks us, we just feel like we're going to react. I would hold in my emotions. I didn't really truly know how to express myself. And when I did, it always came out as anger. I truly just didn't want to be like that anymore. So I think that after 25, I really sat down and said, you know what, hey, I need some help. Not help from my family, not help from my friends, not help from my spouse or anything like that, but just help from a professional, someone who knows exactly what I'm feeling, knows how to help me find solutions in combating what I was feeling. But overall, a help that was just unexplainable. I think working in a corporate arena and being Black, being a woman, not only that, but being gay, it's just so many different things that I face. And hey, I need somebody to help me with this. And therapy was the best way for me to have healthy tools to be able to truly say, hey, you know what, something is happening. I'm a little triggered and I need help right now. But hey, your therapist will give you different ways to combat those things, feel comfortable in your own skin and the things that you've been through. The second thing that I did in order for me to feel a little more comfortable and for me to really set my goals and my intentions after being 25 is my relationship with God. Strengthening my relationship with God was definitely the start to all of this. lean into the word, lean into him, and really practice faith over fear. I say that my best way to really lean into the word was I always have some type of serenity journal or prayer journal, things like that. I just read a few verses or a few scriptures, write about it. Not only that, but when I feel some type of way, I just kind of lean on the word a little bit to just help me understand what I feel next to my therapist. It's a primary way for me to really truly understand my feelings, to combat my anxiety sometimes, to help when I feel a little bit down, that especially with mood swings. I pick up the Bible, I read it a little bit, or I'll go to my Bible app. I'll just really try to give myself a reason to smile. I do feel any type of negative way, I always try to write out the positive about it, a reason to have grace, to really say, hey, I know I'm going through something right now, but in order for me to truly get away from it and to get past it, I have to think about the positives, because we all know it could be worse. It could be worse, but it ain't, because God is good. Next on the list of things that I was very intentional about after turning 25 was that I wouldn't let social media dictate what I can accomplish. When I say this, it's just to say that a lot of us can fall into hustle culture, wanting things and seeing the glam and the glitz and seeing how you can turn $100 into $1 million. Just knowing that, hey, you have to keep social media at a distance. Everything that you see on the internet is not real. It's not perfect. People show you what they want to show you and not truly who they are sometimes. With that, you honestly fall into hustle culture and you want everything that they have. You will fall for anything at that point. And I just told myself after turning 25, and it's 2 years later, that I would keep social media at a certain standpoint. Looking at everybody and you're seeing how good they're doing in such a small period of time, it makes you look at corporate America in the worst ways. And if I would have stayed in that type of mindset, I would have never transitioned into HR. I would have never found what I wanted to do, and that fed me career-wise if I would have stayed in that mindset. I was very intentional about what I see on the internet, what I digest, changing around my Instagram. I had 2 Instagrams. I deleted one. And once I deleted it, life felt so much better. I started to digest content that I really truly enjoy, things that were motivational, uplifting, women that looked like me, women with locks. I just started to really go into a certain type of way of thinking than I was before, when I was very much digesting things that made me feel like I was so freaking behind. Another thing that I was truly intentional about after turning 25 and now being 27 is that change is uncomfortable. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable. You have to be okay with knowing that things are not going to be the same forever. I really do truly believe that embracing change is what really sets the tone, really puts things into perspective for you. And if you really truly embrace it, then you will understand that it's something that's positive. It's not always negative. Challenges are positive. Trying new things is positive. Not only that, but if you change your mindset around it, which I did, it just made things feel so much more comfortable, for knowing that, hey, I'm just going into a different season. I'm going into a different task. If I know that, then I'll be able to grow my career. I'll be able to grow myself, relationships that I have with other people, understanding that everything doesn't last forever. And with that, it's just a lot easier to really combat stress and anxiety and things like that. If you know that there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to escape it, then it kind of is what it is. So I embrace change, and I know that being uncomfortable is the new norm, and I need to be uncomfortable. It is the only way I'll ever fail and grow, and so therefore that is something that I am very intentional about, understanding that I will take any opportunity for the simple fact that change is beautiful. It's great. If you look at it that way, things will come your way a lot more easily, and you'll be a little more receptive to changing things for the better. We've talked a lot about a lot of different things, so just to take a second and drink a little tea. Just give me 1 second, because your girl is thirsty and my throat is giving me some problems. Oh yes. Also today we are drinking green tea with elderberry. Your girl is sick, and I've been sick for about a week now, so bear with me. But we're gonna sit pretty for a little second. It's nothing like a good sip of tea. Okay, let's get back to the scheduled programming. Something else I find to be extremely beneficial to me is reading books. Reading books improves your skill set, vocabulary. Not only that, but you are able to be a little more creative, understand yourself a little bit more in different aspects from different reads. I do not think that you should always just read self-help books or motivational books, but to really truly lean into things that you really like, things you're interested in. And it's a really good way to just take yourself away from the world and to just relax. Reading is honestly a self-care act for me, and I think that once I started reading books, I was able to learn different things, different skill sets, and it honestly really played a little bit into me wanting to change my career, and not only my career, but who I am, what I put out into the world, and what I would love to really grow in. The book that I am currently reading is You Are a Badass at Making Money, Master the Mindset of Wealth by Jen Sincero. And this book has been a heaven-sent Bible when it comes to managing wealth, changing your relationship with money, understanding that you view money sometimes in a traumatic response, being able to combat those things. And in order to really truly change your relationship with money, you have to know that you deserve it. It is yours. You already have it. Changing your relationship with money is your mindset behind it, manifesting it, and knowing that it is already in your bank account. That takes a lot of dedication, understanding, and positive talk in order for us to really get there and for the money and the abundance to flow. This book is very good, but yes, I would say you need to read. Reading is very fundamental, okay? Last but not least, there are so many different things that we can do to grow, and things that I was very intentional about. These were some of my goals that I had for myself, being more intentional about who I was and what I wanted to put out in the world. But without further ado, the last thing that I leaned into when I turned 25 and now I'm 27 is reinventing yourself. There's nothing wrong with always reinventing yourself to be someone new, changing who you are, trying new things. We all know change is very much inevitable. Regardless if we want to change, it's really good. It's nothing wrong with changing. Worry about what nobody else have to say. Just know what you're about, what you stand for, and if it's for the positive or the better, then do that shit. It is what it is. If you like this video, you enjoyed it, please a thumbs up, subscribe, like it. I would really appreciate it. But not only that, I really enjoy giving you a few of these tips that I have done since I've turned 25, now 27, helping me prosper and just be a better person to myself. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.